28. The state of Illinois and the state of Maryland have both violated my civil and constitutional rights. I'm asking for sanctuary in the churches across the state of Maryland, and Maryland has a sanctuary law. So I'm asking for sanctuary so I don't be deported back to the state of Illinois for crimes I didn't commit. And this goes to what the dude I was talking about. I was making a movie and a documentary about racism, and that's my constitutional right of freedom of speech and the freedom of assembly. All right. One of the overriding concerns with the state and local police involvement in the enforcement of immigration laws is the potential for civil rights violation. A person is afforded certain civil rights under the Fifth Amendment, which guarantees that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, and the Fourth Amendment, which prohibits the state from denying to any person with the jurisdiction and equal protection of the law. It should also be noted that the courts have reviewed alleged police misconduct under the Fourth Amendment prohibition against unreasonable search and seizure. You violated my rights when you arrested me on 13107. You violated my rights when you arrested me 122407. And you violated my rights when you permitted Jake to file those false charges against me. That's my property out in 11950 Falls Road. You're denying me my property under the Fifth Amendment and the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution. You understand? You denied me my property when you stole my videotapes under the Fourth Amendment on 122407. You arrested me for making a bomb threat, but I was making a documentary about racism. I was talking about the play-to-play politics. This is my video confession. Congress has also statutorily prohibited certain discriminatory actions and has made available various remedies to victims of such discrimination. For example, Title VI of the Civil Rights Acts of 1964 prohibits discrimination under federally assisted programs and the grounds of race, which can include federal and state law enforcement entities. That's the Lake County Sheriff, the Baltimore Lake County Sheriff, the Lake County Board. It includes y'all. That's y'all. All right? Y'all violated my rights and the Waukegan New Sun because you're funded through the government. You have government funding coming through your organization. Plus the Waukegan Genesee Theater. You denied me the right to show my movie there. All right? It prohibits discrimination under federally assisted programs of the grounds of race, which include federal and state law enforcement entities. 42 U.S.C. 1983, enacted in part of the Civil Rights Act of 1871, provides monetary damages remedy and harm caused by deprivation of federal constitutional rights by the state or local government officials. The Violent Crime and Control Law Enforcement Act of 1994 includes a provision 42 14141, which authorizes the Department of Justice to bring civil actions to equitable and declaratory relief against the police agency engaged in unconstitutional patterns and practice. That's the Lake County Jail and those inmates. That's the Waukegan Police Department and the Zion Police Department for arresting me falsely and holding me. You put handcuffs on me. You held me in a one-man lineup. I was never Mirandaized. I lost $300,000 last year. Somebody got to pay for that. And the Civil Rights Act says you do. Because unauthorized aliens are likely to be the members of minority groups, which I am a minority group, complications may arise in enforcing immigration laws due to the difficulty in identifying illegal aliens, while at the same time avoiding the appearance of discrimination based on ethnicity or alienage. Thus, a high risk for civil rights violations may occur in states and local police do not obtain the requisite knowledge, training, and experience in dealing with the enforcement of immigration laws. Well, I'm not an immigrant. I'm a legal citizen, and you denied me my civil and constitutional rights. Plus, you denying the inmates of the Lake County Jail that they don't have no access to their embassies, the Mexican consulate, the Salvadorian consulate. Y'all don't give them access to no outside help. Y'all lock them up in the jail like slavery and take away all their rights. This documentary details that, and this part of my documentary is my verbal video documentary refusing to come back to the state of Illinois because I fear for my life because you violated so many of my rights already. I will not receive a fair trial. You're giving me Jim Crow justice and Jim Crow laws. And like I said, this is the voice of Shorty, Dwayne Gerald Davis. I'm the victim here. And now the truth needs to be told. You can have my trial here in the state of Maryland under Dred Scott. I'm a free man in Maryland and I'm a slave in Illinois. You have slave practices and it's unconstitutional. So So I refuse to come back to the state of Illinois. I've contacted the governor of both states, senators, congressmen, and the attorney general, and the Department of Probation. You need to respond to my mail. You're going to get it on Monday. Today is November 28th. And you can look up your sanctuary laws right here. All right? And I got the Constitution that you can read, that you took a swore oath of office to. So Judge Boris, Judge Bridges, Judge Rossetti, either drop the charges, admit what you did, or be pursued in a federal court of law because you violated my civil and constitutional rights. And this is my right. And I'm sending this tape to the Justice Department and the FBI because you're supposed to enforce my civil and constitutional rights. Patrick Fitzgerald, it's your job